everyone, this is Jospec Network TV, bringing to you more accurate news from all around the world. And please, kindly subscribe to our channel if you have not done so. And if you have done so, we say a very big thank you to you. Bayelsa oil producing areas demand direct payment of 13% derivation. Oil producing communities in Bayelsa State have urged President Muhammadu Buhari to fast-track the payment of the statutory 13% derivation fund, acquiring to the Niger Delta directly to them. Coming under the umbrella of concerned citizens of oil and gas producing communities of Bayelsa, the area said that despite the huge funds available for the purpose, many towns remain in poverty and dissolution. In a letter addressed to the president and made available to journalists in Yenegua, the representative of the affected towns lamented the level of poverty they had suffered as citizens of Nigeria, despite the wealth they contribute to the nation. The petition was signed by 15 representatives of the oil-producing communities, including the dressman Arthur from Shidi Ama, Alison Kulo, Faith Ama, both in Braz local government area, and Bishop H0T in H0T local government area. The people noted that the communities were in need of the funds to sustain their livelihood, especially as they had mostly lost their livelihood to oil exploration activities. They, however, commended President Buhari for so far showing concern for the people of the Niger Delta region, urging him to consolidate it with the payment of the derivation funds directly to the communities, noting that the involvement of the state governors and their government was unconstitutional. On behalf of ourselves and our respective oil and gas producing communities and local government areas and the entire host community producing oil and gas in Bayelsa State, we wish to write to demand that henceforth the payment of 13% derivation funds be made directly to the oil and gas producing communities in Bayelsa State. The reason is not far-fetched. In the 1999 Federal Constitution Section 162, subsection 2, as amended, 13% derivation funds provided, and it is to ensure that the oil-producing communities who have lost their livelihood, everything, and suffered from the pollution, oil spillage, devastation of oil exploration activities should be adequately compensated. It is regrettable, therefore, that nothing practically has been done to better the life of the poor and downtrodden masses living in abject poverty in the midst of plenty, which have made Nigeria tick. The communities and areas from which Nigeria's black gold is extracted and developing other regions and cities have cried for long. Now, therefore, it is imperative that Mr. President fulfill his mission to move the people to the next level. To this end, kindly direct, as per the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, the payment of 13% derivation fund directly to the downtrodden masses where oil exploration and gas takes place, to take charge of the affairs of the administration of their environment and improve their communities. We have been cheated and deceived for too long. Let us have a sight of relief that indeed you have come to make a difference and salvage the suffering masses. Subsequently, we solicit Mr. President to use his good office to so direct the relevant agencies to pay the 13% derivation funds to the people direct and not to the state governor or Bayelsa state government. The peace of the Niger Delta region is the growth of Nigerian economy. We thank you in anticipation as this will enable us witness unprecedented development in Bayelsa State, the community noted. What do you think about this particular news? Do you think they should be given the 13% derivation funds, or do you think they should still pass it on to the state government? For me, I think the state government, because they have bad leaders. All this thing boils down to bad leaders. Because they have bad leaders, they keep embezzling this money. It's not as if the government is not giving them the 13%. They pay them the 13% all the time. They get their 13% all the time. But because they have bad leaders, bad eggs, those people just collect the money and pocket the money. They don't use it for the betterment of the people at all. And that is why, if you go to that area, believe me, you will weep for that area. You won't believe it that oil is being extracted from that area. And those people, those communities, they remain in abject poverty. They can't fish, they can't farm, because all those oil spillage, destroy their crops. They don't even have a potable water. Everything they have there is being transported from another community to their community before they can survive. And this makes life unbearable for these people. And still yet you get the betterment of the economy from them. You use those oil blocks that you have, you get those oil blocks from them, from their community. An Hausa man will go there, buy oil block. A Yoruba man will go there, get oil blocks. What about the people that owns the oil themselves? Are they getting anything? And because they have bad leaders, once they just bribe their leaders, they'll keep quiet. They can't say anything anymore. Once they collect that bribe, they don't care about their community anymore. They don't care about their citizens anymore. Whether they die or survive, they don't care. And this has been happening for long. During the military era, don't let us forget the Ogoni people that Abacha killed just because they are fighting for their rights. And still yet, from that time till now, they are still suffering. I mean, seriously, they have suffered enough. If you really want Nigeria to work, if you really want Nigeria to remain Nigeria, please, our leaders, begin to do the needful. Begin to do the needful. And Hausa man from the north will go to Bayelsa State and get an oil block and make money for himself, for his family. Meanwhile, the people that really owns this oil can't even afford oil blocks. They can't afford it because they are so poor They are so backward because they don't have anything. The basic amenities, they don't even have it. They don't have it. No good roads. I mean, if you go to that area, you will weep for them. If you go to that area, you will understand what they are fighting for. You know, sometimes we just say some things because we are not in that person's shoe. If we are in their shoes, we will know what they are fighting for. We will know what they are going through. You can't keep on going there, extract all this oil, make money for yourself, make money for your region, and leave the main region that owns the oil in abject poverty. At least they are not asking for much. They are asking for just 13%. Just 13%. And you keep giving it to the wrong people. And you know you're giving it to the wrong people. And you keep giving it to them. Why keep giving it to them when you know they are the wrong people that collect this money? It is high time the Niger Delta people themselves begin to hold their leaders accountable. Because if they don't, nobody will come from elsewhere to come and help them. They need to help themselves to hold their leaders accountable for this percentage they are getting. What are they using it for? You know, the government will collect this money. They will just stay in the capital and keep developing the capital. But what about the communities that they get this oil from? Are they not human beings? Are they not supposed to have a better life too? They are supposed to have a better life. I don't see the reason why they should be crying for milk when they have more milk, good milks, wonderful milk to drink. But they are crying for milk because their leaders are the ones drinking all their milk or taking all their milks from them. So it is high time they begin to. It is a good move. This is a good move for them. Demanding the 13% to be shared among the affected communities themselves. Let them begin to use their percentage, their funds, to develop themselves. Instead of giving it to one leader or one king that will not even use the money wisely, that will just pocket all the money for himself or herself. So it is high time. This is a very good move, a starting point for them. You know, so that the whole world will know how these people have been treated, or how Nigerians treat these particular communities that owns this oil. You can't keep them down for life. You know, you cannot. Now they are tired. They too need it. They need their life to be better. They don't have good schools. They don't have good roads. They don't have light. Name all the basic amenities of life. They don't have it. And still yet you don't want them to talk. And if they tell you they want to leave Nigeria now, you will be running helter-skelter, saying they can't leave. They can't leave, but do the needful if you don't want them to leave. That is why the IPOB, they are saying they want to leave because nothing is working in Nigeria. Presently, we have a dictator, and we call him a Democrat as the president, because a president who cannot obey a court order is a dictator. A president who cannot hear the cry of his citizens, of our citizens, is a dictator. And we don't need that right now. In this stage, in this age that we are right now, we don't need such leaders in Nigeria. We want leaders that have common sense. We want leaders that have something to offer Nigerians. Not leaders who will be there for him and his family alone. That is my own take about this particular news. What is your take about it? Kindly leave your comment in the comment box, and surely we will get back to you. And please don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you are yet to do so. And if you have done so, we say thank you. Bye.